Okay, class, I just decided to add this as a little bit of a supplement because I realize that some of you may not feel comfortable with map skills. So I'm going to give this to you in case you need this for your worksheet. I will say a lot of those questions you can literally Google, and that's sort of, a modern strategy. Things that, when I was a student, you had to be able to look up in a textbook and find the chart that did this or did that or showed this or showed that. You guys are going to have to be able to Google. So some I'm going to leave to your own. But I did want to show you scale in case you're not familiar with it, and longitude and latitude. So I'll do that real quick. And the first one I'm going to cover is scale. You're going to see a lot of different maps and a lot of different sources, but almost every map has a scale. So on this particular one, you can see right here where I'm pointing, it shows that length is 500 miles. Now, in my world, that length is about a third of a pencil. So what I literally do, and I did this when I was in third grade, and I do this today. If I have a map and I'm trying to do an estimation, I will take something like a pencil that I have handy, and I will hold it up to the scale, and then I'll mark on that pencil where that is. And I'll say, okay, if this 2 inches on my pencil is 500 miles, I can then place that on the map and go from Florida to Florida to Ohio and go, oh, okay, that's 1,000 miles if I go from, southern Ohio to northern Florida. And you can kind of do estimates like that. So anytime you're on a map, you want to look for this scale. And you can use that scale and go, oh, okay, well, in this particular map, 1 inch is only 1 mile. It just depends on how big the map is. If you have a map of Erie County, 1 inch might only be a mile or two. If you have a world map, 1 inch could be 1,000 miles. And so that's how you figure out that scale. But again, that may be something you can just Google. How many miles is it from point A to point B? You could ask for directions. The other is longitude and latitude. So the world is set up on a giant grid, essentially. And this makes things very easy to find. So you know that 0 degrees latitude is called the equator, and 0 degrees longitude is called the prime meridian. So all you're doing is moving essentially east or west. And yes, I won't assume you know. I know that some of you are going crazy, but you know the old rule, never north, eat east. It is really hard to write on one of these mouse pads. Shredded wheat, okay? Or never eat slimy worms, okay? So that's your compass. This is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. By the way, directionally, this is southeast, this is northeast, this is northwest, southwest. No, you can't ever say, oh, I'm heading north-south. Nope. It's north or south. It's east or west, not both. But if you take a given point, and we're really basically starting here, this is 0 degrees latitude and 0 degrees longitude, and somebody says, okay, what is at 60 degrees north? All right, well, first off, we know it's going to be something on this line. If it's 60 degrees north, it's going to be right about here. And then let's say they say, I don't know, let's go with, let's go 160 degrees west. So now we know, wait, it's west, so it's going to be this direction. We go 160 degrees west. What is at that point? It looks like it's Alaska. So that's how you find that out. That would be 160 degrees west, 60 degrees north. Actually, they always go east-west first, then north-south. So that's your point. That's how you figure that out with longitude and latitude. And by the way, what if I ask you 50 degrees? Well, if this is 40 and this is 60, then you know that 50 is roughly right through here. So easy enough to do, I should hope. I know that we are 82 degrees west in Ohio. And how far north, off the top of my head, I cannot remember. Maybe 42 degrees? Something along those lines. And you can use those then to grid out anywhere in the world. So if you wanted to grid out, let's say, South America, you would say we are roughly 60 degrees west and, 0 degrees, neither north nor south, just 0 degrees on the latitude. Okay, so that is how you do longitude and latitude, and this is how you do scales on maps. Remember, you are looking essentially for somewhere on that map to say, oh, this is how far something is. And that changes on every single map. Some maps are much bigger, some maps are much smaller. So hopefully that helps you find a few answers to the worksheet you have for today, and hope this helped. See ya.